Good morning, all. The topic I am going to discuss today is avulsion. Avulsion or exarticulation is the complete displacement of a tooth from its socket. It commonly results from sports injuries, automobile accidents. Sometimes even a simple fall can lead to avulsion. Other injuries can also lead to an avulsed teeth, and the most frequently affected teeth are the maxillary central incisors, because these teeth are located in the area which is commonly exposed to these injuries. But there have been incidences of avulsed premolar which has been reported in the literature. The incidence is 1 to 16%, which means that of all the dental injuries that occur to the permanent teeth, avulsed teeth form 1 to 16% of the cases, and commonly seen in the age group of 7 to 10 years, mainly resulting from play or other sports injuries in this age group. The treatment aspect of avulsion is reimplantation. This is nothing but putting the tooth back into the socket. So reimplantation is mainly aimed at two factors: the attachment apparatus and the pulp. The attachment apparatus needs immediate attention because the periodontal ligament cells do not remain viable for a long period. So in the first visit, we need to reimplant the tooth to minimize the damage to the attachment apparatus cells, which would help in reattachment. Pulp and the pulpal seculae are generally taken care of in the second visit, which usually happens 1 week to 10 days from the initial visit. The do's and don'ts of an avulsed teeth, which you should be aware of. So it can be given as instructions to the patient or any layman. First thing is, never hold the tooth by the root, because once avulsed, the periodontal ligament cells would have undergone a big damage. So you are only going to make it worse by holding the root portion. So always hold the tooth only by the crown. And depending upon where the tooth has fallen after avulsion, there are chances it might have collected debris. So wash it gently under running water. I repeat here, there is no scrubbing or cleaning, vigorous cleaning to be done. It has to be only washed in running water. And if possible, you can try putting it back in the socket. But reimplantation might not be possible in all cases. In such scenario, the tooth has to be maintained in a good condition before reimplantation. That is, it should not be left to dry out. It has to be kept in some storage media which will maintain the viability of the periodontal ligament cells. So, what are the choices for the storage media? There are innumerable storage medias available. The patient can try putting it in the vestibule. The second option would be milk. The major advantage of milk is it is readily available. In addition, the pH and osmolality of milk is similar to the vital cells. So this makes it a best storage media. The next one is Hank's balanced salt solution. Of course, this is the best storage media because it is prepared in the lab mainly for this purpose. But the question is availability at the site of injury. So once the patient has kept it in the storage media, I repeat, it should be kept in some storage media and should not be wrapped in tissue or kerchief and should not be kept dry. So ask the patient to report to the dental office immediately. Avulsion is an emergency. I agree with you. But the question here is, once a patient with avulsed tooth reports to your clinic, do you start attending to the avulsed tooth immediately? No, not at all. Because avulsion is a part of the orofacial trauma, and you could have other serious injuries like head injury. So those injuries has to be ruled out through a quick case history, and then you can come back to the treatment of avulsion. So there are two factors which are very important in determining the treatment and prognosis. They are the extraoral time, the storage media, and the mode of transport. The shorter the time the tooth is outside the oral cavity, the better will be the prognosis. And a tooth which is kept in a storage media will have a better prognosis. Coming on to the treatment part, if the extraoral time is less than 60 minutes, that is, if the patient reports to you 60 minutes from the before 60 minutes from the time of injury, whether the tooth has got closed apex or open apex, you don't have to mind, you can always reimplant the tooth immediately, of course after rinsing of the debris with saline. Prognosis is much better if it is less than 20 minutes. I repeat, if the patient comes to you before 60 minutes, reimplant the tooth immediately. In case it is more than 60 minutes when the patient has reported to your clinic, you generally do an RCT and reimplant the tooth if the apex is closed. If the apex is closed, you do an RCT and then reimplant it. Whereas with an open apex, you reimplant it immediately, hoping for some revascularization to take place. Of course, before reimplantation, there's something you need to look at. You have to look at the socket. If the socket is normal without much damage, you leave it undisturbed and just do a saline irrigation. But if the socket wall is collapsed, it has to be repositioned, and you can do it using the blunt end of your mouth mirror handle. And after reimplantation, what is very important is confirming the position of the tooth using an IOPA. Once the position is confirmed, the next step would be to splint the teeth. In splinting, you need to look at two factors. One is you splint for a shorter period of time, that is 7 to 10 days, and you use a semi-rigid splinting. These two assure that the incidence of ankylosis after reimplantation is much minimal. Semi-rigid splinting allows some amount of movement, and that is what prevents ankylosis. Once the splinting is done, then you can attend to the other soft tissue lacerations present. Next is you recall the patient after a week or 10 days. And when the patient reports, check for the mobility of the tooth. If the tooth is firm, you can always remove the splinting. And if it was a closed apex and you had reimplanted without RCT, you have to do the RCT in the second visit. Tooth which had open apex is to be kept under observation. And endodontic treatment, that is apexification, is started at the first sign of pathosis. And once the root closure appears, you can always go for a root canal treatment. This is all about avulsion. Thank you.